Modern masterpieces ask too much of me to thoroughly enjoy them. I love Persona 5. I've got Persona 5 OG, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5 Strikers, and make references to it in other videos that are nothing to do with Persona, therefore isolating my audience, but who cares? Ryuji deserves it. I've never completed it. I adore Zelda Breath of the Wild. The moment you hear the music crescendoing on top of that mountain, the absolute freedom you experience, just how beautiful the game looks despite running on this tiny thing. I mean, how did Nintendo manage to change the gaming industry forever with 720p graphics? It's actually outstanding. I've never even captured all the Divine Beasts. Fire Emblem Three Houses, my first Fire Emblem game. I instantly knew this was special. The fighting system is something that I've personally never experienced before. Having 3 completely different stories to experience all in one game, surrounded by so many in-depth characters to get to know and love. Felix, please just say you like me even a little bit, I beg.
I want you to be my wife.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I haven't even done 1 story, never mind 3. Now, I'll often tell my friends and family that this is due to the fact that I don't have enough time to actually play video games anymore. I go to the gym, I've got a full-time job, I pretend I have a regular video schedule, I'm learning the piano. But then why does Overwatch have almost 400 hours? This is editing Alana here. So I made a mistake. That nearly 400 hours was only the PS5 version of the game. If you look at the PS4 version of the game, it's 1,662 hours of my life gone to Overwatch. Anyway. However, I spent 325 hours in Animal Crossing as my most played game on the Switch, when I get asked about it, I say my favourite is Zelda. Where's the logic? Why am I too dumb to realise that the things I say just flat out don't make sense? If I wanted to, I could very clearly actually invest the time to play these games. But I just don't. Why? These games are great. They have changed the industry in so many ways. Atlas sure as hell know that Persona 5 hits hard. They've been milking that thing for so long you might mistake them for Nintendo from afar. And I want to experience everything that these games have to offer. I want to see Joker get with all of these women with his JPEG quality personality and somehow pull multiple supermodels.
You're the scum of the earth.
I'd also like him to be gay.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
And I absolutely adore exploring Hyrule for the 43rd time and having the ability to go basically wherever I desire, whether Nintendo wants me to go there or not. And I cannot express just how much I love playing Dress Up with Link. So why am I more inclined to buy the most recent Overwatch bundle instead? I mean, she's just too cute, my little space princess. Aww. It's not like these games are brand new. The first Persona 5 came out in 2016. Holy shit, 2016. Breath of the Wild was 2017 and Fire Emblem Three Houses was 2019. And now I have officially reached Unk status. I've got one foot in the grave. This clearly isn't a time issue. I was still a teenager. I had all of lockdown to experience any of these games and I still didn't. So what is actually wrong with these games and why have I still not gone back? When I first got Fire Emblem Three Houses and I was faced with the option of which house to go with, I stopped playing the game and proceeded to do at least 30 minutes of internet scrolling to find the best one. God forbid I become a Twitch streamer, half the stream would look like this.
2 hours later.
Godspeed the Golden Deer, I'm driving myself insane. It's just 3 choices. But when there isn't strictly a best one, how am I supposed to choose when I have been told that the whole story changes based on which one you pick? I don't even know how it changes, just that it does. If I'm going to spend the next 50 hours of my life dealing with the consequences of my actions, what if I end up living red rather than blue? 2 hours later, when I finally selected my favourite colour, I don't even complete that storyline before I put it down for 3 months and forget everything about it just to inevitably restart anyway. Now, I haven't restarted Persona 5 Royal, so this is my original playthrough. One quick question, how is there almost 20 more hours on my PS5 game than my game file? I've spent 20 hours just staring at the menu. I mean, it has pretty colours at least. I've almost max ranked all of my stats. I've got a mess of personas, I don't know man, I just think the combining mechanic is too complicated. There's too many NPCs that need to be talked to. Who the fuck is Hifumi and why is she so stressed I haven't talked to her in months? There's the cinema, reading, gym, friends, family, dating, shopping, class questions, mementos, studying, diabetes, bathhouses, fucking laundry, and none of this is main storyline content. You can do a fucking crossword puzzle. This game is that in depth, and I have hardly even touched the surface of everything that this game offers for you to do. Fuck this, let's play Elden Ring. A game I've actually completed. A game I practically had to have blinkers on to get through. I played this with my all-knowledgeable boyfriend, who is so obsessed with the Souls games that I've learned to switch my ears off whenever I hear the word Dark Souls.
Cheeky bastard.
I know. The game is approximately 60 hours to complete, just the main story, with the side content taking around 100 to 135. I had 70, so a tiny bit of side content really in the grand scheme of everything, and yet I know for a fact that I hardly scraped the surface of this giant game. I also know for a fact that about 5 hours of my playtime is spent in the customization section, and at least another 5 hours is Harry explaining the different classes to me.
So what class do you want to go for?
I mean, the bandit, it looks cool.
But why the bandit though?
Because she's prettier than the prisoner.
What's wrong with the prisoner?
I mean, fucking look at it.
Yeah, but you get all these really good stats for it.
But I want to be pretty.
But you've got dexterity, and you can do magic as well with intelligence.
What, and the others can't?
Not bandit now.
Well, but the prisoner's ugly.
Yeah, but you can choose a different, set of garments.
Garments.
I was going to say clothing, but I couldn't think of the word.
You couldn't think of what clothing was.
They say garments in the game.
Garments.
Garments.
Okay. I already have a video up about Elden Ring. Granted, an old video now, which I can't bear to watch, but it's there nonetheless if you did want to watch it, so I won't spend too much time on it right now. There's no denying that having crazy in-depth customization is a good thing, and it's become so much of a standard in similar games that when it came to Hogwarts Legacy, I was extremely disappointed. I get more enjoyment making me's than the slop this game lets me do. I tried to make my boyfriend, but he looks somehow just more British than what he does in real life. Like, I've gone into the comments of some of the videos, and the best thing they can say about it is that you can give people fucking dreads. Dreads? People are buying the game because you can give them yourself dreads. Don't let that be the standard. Look what I can do and stick with truth, for God's sake. Okay, you know what? I kind of get what they mean. Back on track though, character customization aside, I do not need every single game to let me do every single thing. Sometimes I miss when hardware is so limited that you couldn't even sit down on a bench or something. Maybe it's just laziness then. The focus was on great storytelling, gameplay, and the details that, yes, do make a game immersive, weren't the main focus of the experience. I don't want a virtual to-do list in every single game, which is annoying because all of the games that are seen as 10 out of 10 great games give me more things to do than what I actually have to do in real life.
I found you, Lenny!
One of these giant open world games that lasts for hundreds of hours is enough. I can't keep up. Red Dead Redemption 2, I've never finished. Elden Ring, I just flat out avoided so many different things because I knew I'd get sidetracked too much. Minecraft, well, that game is a whole massive sidetrack within itself. I know that I'll get people in the comments going on about how, well, if you get sidetracked, that's a sign of a great game because it shows how much love the game developers have put into the game and the more content the better and you know what I say though? Shut up. I can completely understand how having the ability to walk into any random hole in the ground and suddenly be given an extra 10 hours of content is really fucking cool. How can you have an entirely different experience of the game if you simply turned left instead of right? It's a technological amazement how we have that now. It seriously blows my tiny little lady brain. But tell me, why do I find myself completing and finishing linear games so much more that don't offer hundreds of hours of play? Me and my boyfriend have our own games room in my parents' house because I'm a spoiled little rich kid who gets a second-hand Facebook Marketplace pull-out sofa to play on. We can often spend almost a whole weekend locked in this little room with the fish. I have so many memories of us playing games here together that it seriously makes me feel so blessed to have a space dedicated just to games.
No, you weren't gonna make that, behave.
I have put together a full list of games that we've played, whether it's a little bit or the full game. Now, this is a full-ish list. I'm not counting the ones that we've gone on to for like 30 minutes together. I want to find my favourite games, the ones that I've played with him. Now, I'm going to remove the party and the split-screen ones since they obviously have an unfair advantage, and that's not what we're talking about right now. So games like It Takes Two and Mario Kart are gone. So a decent list is left, quite varied. Now, I'm going to select my 3 most memorable games that I've played with him. What do all these games have in common? They don't have 5 quadrillion hours of content to explore. Are these the best games on the list? No, not by a fucking long shot. Half of you watching haven't even probably heard of this war of mine. But these are the ones that I have the most amount of memories with. And it's not just because of my boyfriend being an idiot about them all, because that's a 24-hour thing. It's because they actually have memorable things happen in them. What I mean by this is I still cannot tell you what the fuck the Elden Ring is without searching it up. I do remember fighting the amazing bosses and spending hours fighting them over and over again, only to give up and have a summon do it for me.
Yes, good job.
I did so good.
That was really fun. Where did that come from?
I don't know where that came from.
Can I give you the name of anyone? A single person or creature in the game? Yes. One. I am Melania, Blade of Mikola. But I think that's an exception for obvious fucking reasons. I can give you the entire storyline of Life is Strange from start to finish and name practically every character in the game off the top of my head. Now, I know these are very, 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 very different games to compare in terms of literally everything, so it wouldn't be fair to draw a direct comparison. In one game, you defeat gods of another world, exploring vast realms and defeating terrifying creatures, and in the other, you try and pick the right voice line to shag the girl. What I do want to point out, though, is the joint experience. When me and Harry were going through Elden Ring, it was the one game we played. It took weeks of our time, since we were only together on the weekends, and then he also works shifts, so who knows how long we actually get to play. And this is the one game on the list that I provided that is an open world game we've actually completed. I think we've pushed away the split screen joint experience in more modern titles because we keep cramming more and more into them. Going back to my list of favourites I've played with him, the longest one here is Life is Strange, which takes a maximum of 20 hours-ish. This War of Mine is a war survival game where you build and eat during the day and scavenge during the night. You play until you survive the war or everyone in your household dies. The average game of this lasts like 3 hours, and Lost Records is legit 11 hours long. I asked for Harry's favourites without any biasness since he didn't know what the video was about, and his were Blueprints, Life is Strange 1 and Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly.
His favourite game of all time though? Well, it's a tie between Cowboy Simulator 2 and Dark Souls 2.
Dark Souls 3.
3, sorry.
It's always
It's a good job you were here.
Dead Redemption 2 is my second favourite game of all time. God.
And Dark Souls 3. I couldn't think of a funny name here. Whilst we haven't played Dark Souls, we have played Arthur Morgan, so why is that not his favourite to play together? Easy, it's too fucking big. There's absolutely no chance in hell we are both going to have the hundreds of hours needed at the same time to complete Red Dead Redemption without it taking an absurd amount of months, maybe even years to get through. If we both want to be immersed in this, it's next to impossible. It's a 10 out of 10 game, but only when you're alone. This isn't inherently a bad thing. They're not designed to be shared experiences after all. But neither is Life is Strange or Blueprints. We're currently in a loneliness epidemic, that's no secret at all. Around 24% of people in my age bracket often say they feel lonely. It's no wonder when to be a part of 90% of the gaming community, you need to sign your soul and your free time away to Rockstar Games. But remember back in the day when video games were something that actually brought people together? They didn't end up locking people away for hours and alone in their rooms. They worked to bring a polished experience that could be shared, similar to how movies are better enjoyed together rather than alone. Personally, I think video games should be a social experience. The best memories to be made are when you're around the TV, cramming your face with Doritos with your friends and family, and that's literally next to impossible to do with some of these bigger games. I haven't seen anyone else talk about how the design of a lot of games now is intrinsically making people feel more alone and simply isolating people more than they used to. It literally started with arcades, a literal communal area for gamers to go and play games together, impossible to be alone. It then evolved into home consoles for the rich kids, meaning they would invite their friends over, and now everyone sits in their rooms alone. Possibly talking to friends when playing something like Overwatch, FIFA, the usuals. Oh man, I say we rush with like no thought behind it whatsoever.
Alright, so basically a run and gun.
It's fucking working! But to experience the absolute greats, the ones that win Game of the Year, the ones that make you feel isolated from the rest of the community if you don't play them, full circle. I briefly briefly mentioned it earlier on, but I have come to encounter a little thing I like to call the restart curse. The curse is actually my father's terrible memory issues that allows me to only remember one specific mission from Red Dead Redemption.
Hey, where are you hiding now?
Now, I am no perfectionist when it comes to video games, not by a long shot. If it seems funnier for me to blow up the guy who's giving me the mission, then I'll do it.
He's coming towards you. He's up on
In
the
the
deck.
locker, in the locker, in the locker, in the locker, in the locker. So this isn't going to be a thing of, well, my jumping stat is slightly lower than when I perceive it to be optimal, therefore the game file is simply not compatible with my current desires. Chip, chip, cheerio. Nah, it's more of the, what the fuck is going on? I can't remember any of this. Who are you? Why do I have this giant cube in front of me? Why am I now in space? At this point, there's two options. Number one, power through and accept the fact that I don't remember the controls, mechanics, story, or even why I should care about any of this. Or number two, clean start, fresh beginnings, and blue skies. And every time my head goes, well, I want to experience this properly now, don't I? Games like Red Dead 2, Baldur's Gate, Nier Automata, Ni no Kuni, Uncharted 4, Horizon Zero Dawn are all games I've had this issue with. A strong desire to play. Ever seen the end screen though? Nope, never. How many hours? Well, Red Dead 2 currently has 64, which according to a Google search, I should be near the end of the game now. Where am I? Quick spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1. Arthur hasn't even been diagnosed with tuberculosis yet, which I only know because of other people not doing the aforementioned spoiler alert like I did for you lovely people. Here's the thing now, restarting the game feels safe somehow. They're curated, they explain things, they walk through a blossoming field with you hand in hand. Before they throw you into the dog pit, they at least give you a false sense of safety. The further you get into these massive games though, they assume you remember everything, even to the point where menus start to get more complicated. What's easier, start up a game of Overwatch or Scyfle through this? Restarting gives you the feeling of knowing all your options, even though logistically speaking, I'm in a never-ending loop of infinite beginnings, a more comforting version of Groundhog Day. Smaller linear games don't do this to me. I have a break and I can pick it back up. I know exactly who Max and Chloe are because that's all there is. I know Ellie and her terrible comic book, and the emotional thread and investment is still there. But these giant open world masterpieces that continuously get Game of the Year, the community demands that you love them. Well, they want you to live in them, to remember them, to make them your hobby for fucking months. And what if you can't? What if you put it down for just a little bit too long? Congrats, you've been cursed. Welcome back to the title screen. If you enjoyed this video and you made it this far, I just want to say a quick thank you. It means the world to me. These videos take a very, very long time to make, but I can see when you watch this far and it makes me feel very happy. If you like what you see, then remember to like and subscribe because I promise that there are more videos coming and are currently getting made. They just take fucking ages. If you want to see more of what I do, there should be more videos appearing on the screen now. I really appreciate you getting this far and I hope that you have a lovely day. Bye!